Jury deliberations are officially in progress in the trial for Kelvin Vickers. He's the Boston man accused of killing 3 people in separate incidents last summer, including Rochester police officer Anthony Mazurkiewicz. News 8's Isabel Garcia joining us live from outside the Hall of Justice with the very latest updates in this trial. Isabel?
Yes, good afternoon to you, Natalie. The jury panel began deliberations around noon today. This after Judge Hahn gave instructions this morning, meticulously laying out each of the charges that Kelvin Vickers is facing, and also not only just laying out each of the charges, but how the law applies to each of those charges when it comes to determining a verdict of guilt or innocence. Now, at one point after a working lunch, the jury did send a note to the judge asking for playback of the prosecution's video compilation from July 19th, 2022. This as it relates to the charge of reckless endangerment. They were also asking in that note for instructions on the law of that charge, as well as a readback from testimony from a civilian witness on that same date. Now, in general, there's little speculation about exactly how soon a verdict will be reached. Again, Vickers is facing upwards of 26 charges between 2 indictments, including multiple murder charges. Now, this also includes a charge of aggravated murder for the ambush fatal shooting of Rochester police officer Anthony Mazurkiewicz. A guilty verdict there would carry a life sentence without the possibility of parole.
The judge explained to the jury what that aggravated charge, what the elements were. One of the elements is whether he knew or reasonably should have known. Again, I believe that we've met those elements, and, we'll see what the jury has to say.
I think a lot of times what's going to happen with any of these jurors, they've never heard this law before. They've never heard the specifics of each count before. It's a lot to take in, especially after having almost 3 weeks of testimony, 1,000 exhibits, 60 witnesses.
And defense attorney Shiano at one point also said that the judge this morning read over 133 pages of legal documents when it came to those court instructions. This just to give you an idea of the sheer volume of the weight of what the jury is now tasked with handling. For now, we will send things right back to you in the studio. Reporting live outside of the Hall of Justice, Isabel Garcia, News 8.
All right, Isabel, thank you for your continuing coverage on this. We are monitoring any developments with the jury, and we'll bring you any updates on a verdict as it potentially comes in on air and online at rochesterfirst.com.